Hey
Hey,
YouTube.
YouTube!
Welcome back to our channel. So today we thought we would discuss some of our dating horror stories. We always love a good story time, so why don't you go first?
So obviously, before I met you, I was trying dating and would be, on these, dating apps and stuff. And
Grinder.
yeah, well, so I agreed to go on this date with this guy, and we were gonna go see a movie. And I think it was a Transformers movie. I don't really remember what movie it was. It's kind of blank because this is horrific. So this guy had sent me a picture, and that really should have been a red flag because this picture looked a little out of date. We'll put it a little out of date. So, and he was it was a good looking picture, and so I didn't think too much of it because it was just a date.
Yeah.
So I get to the movie theater, walk in, look around. I don't see the guy that I'm looking for.
Oh no, were you stood up?
Oh no, worse.
Oh god.
So then this guy comes up to me, and I'm not super tall, but this guy was a good head shorter than me.
Oh no, this is like one of those sent a really old grainy.
Yep.
Got it.
Sent a really old picture, really bad quality, and I was kind of a little shocked. I was in shock. And so I don't know what possessed me. I still went to the movie. We still finished this date. I spent the entire movie crammed into the opposite side of the seat, literally trying to stay as far away from him as I possibly could. And after the movie, he asked if I wanted to get something to eat, and I was so uncomfortable. I could not do that. No way.
Whenever you have a catfish situation, because even if it's someone that you would have found attractive, the lie is so bad. It doesn't even matter if they're really cute once they show up. You've lied about what you look like. Right. You've lied about, what else have you lied about? I'm not going to trust you for beans now.
I can't trust anything you say.
No.
I was going to find out.
Yeah, did you think that this relationship was going to last till the retirement home, but you were never going to see each other just behind a curtain somewhere?
It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It was a good photo from 5 or more years ago, and I
feel like if your photo is more than 6 months old, you have to replace it.
Oh yeah.
Just replace it already. That's tragic. Now my dating horror story was that I lived out in New York for a bit of time where I was basically Airbnb. Would do a month there, month back, month there, month back. So I was always meeting interesting people out in New York, and I was around 18 to 20, I think, was when I was doing this.
This was just shortly before we started dating.
Yeah, because we started dating when we were both 20, and we'd now been dating for 7 years. So there was this one guy that I went on a date with. I think this was the second to last time that I was out in New York before we started dating. So I remember it because there was Lady Gaga Born This Way, the single promo posters around. Yes. And so I went on this date with this guy. It was fine. He worked at this jewelry place. Apparently it was a family-owned jewelry place. And we went on this date to a Starbucks, and it was just really awkward. So I met him on a dating site, Grindr. And yeah, typical for the time. And it was all fine. He was just a little bit weird. You know when it's a yellow flag, you're it's a little bit freaky. He's a little bit possessive, a little bit clingy. I thought maybe if he's working in a jewelry business, cha-ching, I'm not a gold digger, but gold dig. I would gold dig because he was talking about some of the expensive eye creams and face creams. He would go to Saks and get La Mer and was really talking about all these things he was spending on. Yeah, when I was kind of thinking oh my gosh, I could have my little Carrie Bradshaw moment, I could have this man take me somewhere and be shop, buy me stuff, just pour over all your wealth onto me. I just kind of thought that it would be a little bit of a fun bougie moment that one day I could look back on, and even if it was a terrible relationship, hey, maybe I could get a little something on this man, I like bad choices. I'm young, but I just wanted some fun times and some keepsakes.
Live up while you're young.
Keepsakes. Listen, I'm gonna use my youth to my full advantage.
Sure.
So we go on the date. He's kind of a little bit possessive, a little bit clingy, and I'm not seeing the receipts as far as you know, if he's actually working at this like diamond place that he talks about and like actually handling jewelry. So we go on this date, red flags, blah, 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 whatever. So kind of against my better judgment, I'm like, well, fine. I'll give this like little bit of a creepy man. Maybe he's just, you know, maybe he just needs a second chance. He's just acting a little bit awkward. You know, like sometimes people just aren't their best selves on a first date, right?
Right.
He's like really like hitting up my phone, like, hey, let's go. And so, like, finally I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
That would annoy me, really.
Yeah, it was like too much.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, it's a rainy day in New York. So, like, why don't you come back and we can just, like, grab a quick, like, bite or something at the apartment that I'm at, and then maybe if it clears up, we'll go see a movie or something. I'm, like, really trying to, like, low stakes this, right? First mistake is inviting him back to the base. Like, I should have never done that, but I was just, like, one, I was lazy. Two, it was rainy and it was cold and it was in February and I did not want to go out. And then three, I was just like, well, I would like to be able to, like, end this really quickly, which I thought that I would be able to end it a little bit easier because I was at an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like, that makes it 1,000 times worse because you can't just be like, hi, I'm going to go to the restroom now, shuffle, and then, like, out. So then he comes there, still kind of awkward, still a little bit weird. Then he's like, you know, we should make out. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, he's cute enough, and I'm like, fine, I'll, like, make out with this man. Yeah, I know. I always feel like when you're asking, like, okay, yes, consent is sexy, but, like, when you're having to be like, is it okay if I kiss you right now?
Or no, it's the we should, like...
Yeah, we should be doing this. It's like...
It's like, no, like...
Like, no. If we should be doing this, you'd be leaning in, and I'd be leaning in back, and I'd be like, this is kind of sexy, like, whatever. Like, not the, like... You should really be trying to kiss me right now. Like,
that's not sexy.
So then we start like making out, and then he looks at me and he's like, so I have something to tell you. I'm like, oh no. The things you don't want to hear during a makeout sesh. And he's like, I'm really small. And I'm like, what do you mean you're really small? And he's like my is really small.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
I'm cringing. I'm dying right now. I'm dying. Like,
what do you say? And so I'm just like, oh, like, it's probably okay. So then he's like rubbing up on my leg. Like, I would like equate to like when a dog starts kind of just like grabbing onto your leg and going at it.
That's not a pretty picture.
Oh, and it's so unsexy.
That's
I'm just
pretty.
like, oh, the man obviously must be lying. And then he's like, oh, I'm fully like, okay, whatever. Like, that wasn't going to be like the deal breaker. I'm like, fine. It's a little awkward to even bring this up and then kind of be like grabbing onto my leg like a dog and like kind of like doing the like weird like grinding thing that a dog would do on my leg. Ugh. So then the ill-fated words come out of his mouth and he's like, oh, you know, we should go further. I'm like, this is the second date, dude. Not gonna happen on my second date. Like, right? Like, everyone wants like a fun hookup every once in a while, but I was just like not interested in it at this point.
Right.
So then he's like, well, you know, I'd really like to go further with you. And I'm like, right. And then he's like, is your toilet working? Because I really need to poop. And he's like, because then afterwards we can like get to it. I'm like,
mood. If there was one, the mood would be killed at that. Done.
Oh, done. I was done. And then at that point, I'm just like, I literally like panic, and I'm like, actually my toilet's broken, and I need the super to fix it. Can you go to Shake Shack? Like, so then what I do is I shuffle him to Shake Shack because I'm like, listen, this dude is not gonna ruin my night.
No.
So I want Shake Shack, and I'm like, listen, the dinner wasn't very good. It wasn't great. He's awkward now. He's like grinding on me. He's like, like pooping. Okay, no, get out. Go poop at Shake Shack. So then what happens is I order Shake Shack. He goes to the restroom. He full on poops in at Shake Shack. And then I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna have to like call it a night. Like, I'm getting tired. He's like, okay, well, yeah, let's like meet up again. I'm like, whatever, right? Then for the next like week, he's like, you know, you need to get back to me. We need to go on another date. And I'm like, no. And I kind of tell him like, listen, I don't think it's gonna work. Like, I'm gonna be going back home here soon. He's like, no, you need to get with me. And I'm like, oh no. And then he's like, I'm gonna come to your apartment. And I'm going to stand outside your apartment. I'm going to wait for you. And I'm going to wait until you come outside. And I'm going to, like, confront you about this. I'm like...
Stalker.
He's like, because you're going to be with me. He's like, I'm going to fly wherever you are. And I'm going to find you. And you're going to be with me because you're going to end up with me. He freaked me out so bad. There was like a day where I literally just stayed inside because he's like, I'm coming after work, and I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna make you want to be with me. I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna be with me because we're ending up together. And then after all that, he like doesn't end up showing up to the apartment. Kind of still like sporadically texts me. I think it was about a week out before I was gonna be coming back home. So I was just kind of like freaked out. And then I decided after like the first day of kind of staying in the apartment, trying to like make sure to be avoiding just in case he was gonna be places, that I wouldn't run into him. He never actually did follow through on any of that, thank God. But it was just so creepy to have this guy that's like, you know, we're gonna end up together. Why aren't you getting back to me? Why aren't you? It's this idea of like someone thinking that after like a date or two that you're their property.
Ew. Like I feel much better about.
Yeah,
like mine was just a straight cat. Like
yeah,
just a simple, straightforward catfish. That's.
I've had like my fair share of just like absolutely horrendous dates. So if this video is like entertaining to anyone, I am willing to like keep talking about more of my dating horror shows. But it's like one of those things where I think it is, you get some entertaining stories out of it. So I definitely have some entertaining stories. So
yeah,
follow up.
We can do part 2.
Yeah, part 2 of our like dating horror stories. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and hope you like this, and make sure to subscribe, and we will be definitely making more content soon.